Hello again, everyone. It's that time of day. We are back in MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, and the time has finally come for us to tackle the Kestrel Lancers DLC, the first phase of it anyway. We've had a priority transmission waiting for us for quite a while now, and we're going to get to that in just a second. Each one appears, and you've got 6 months to accept it before you miss that chance forever. Now, last time out, I ended up a little bit further in time, but I've actually jumped back to just after we completed the final high reward quest. And the reason is because the time we have available is so little now, I need to maximize every single second to make sure my mechs are going to be ready for the priority transmissions. Speaking of those mechs, here they are. I have built 2 whole new lances of 200 tons and 220 tons respectively, and those are what we're going to be using for this first part of the DLC. But like I said, you can see here I've got 20 days of work being done on all of them. They're all fully repaired. Thank God I put them in cold storage with them fully repaired. But that's still not enough to fully outfit any single one of them. So we've got more work to do once we reach our industrial hub, which is 2 jumps away. And that is where we are going right now. I don't think we have any news or anything. No, we have read that last time. We'll make this jump, and then what I will do is check the priority transmission afterwards. What I'll actually do here is start working on these battle mechs. So, let's have a look. We are going to fully repair... Why are you... Let's just... Yeah, okay, you're... Wait. There was a single heatsink there, but that's nothing that we have to worry about. We'll just double check that you've got all components we can replace. Yeah, fine, okay. So we should be able to do repair all. Catapult still has no weapons, apparently. Oh, it's got no ammo, that's why. Okay, cool beans. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to skip past all the setup here, just so you're not hanging around, and then we will get into the DLC proper. Okay, we have all these mechs fully set up now, or I say fully, 2 of them I actually ran out of time to put everything in it. So the catapult's going in sans jump jets, and I think the Wolverine I had to cut back on some ammo or heat sinks or something. Maybe the Quarantine has jump jets as well, I can't remember, but I will prioritize those the least. I really should have had these guys set up sooner, but I didn't realize just how tight we were going to be for time. I knew we were going to come down to the wire, but holy hell, we are using every single second available pretty much. I've run out of double heat sinks, so one of the Cicada is 1 double heat sink short, but that is a separate issue entirely. We will look at getting the other guys done a bit later. We've got 70 days until the next payment is due, so even though we are jumping halfway across the inner sphere, we will not have to worry about another payment with all these mechs in our arsenal, so we will scrap them as soon as we're done with the DLC today. So, time has come. The Legend of the Kestrel Lancers, Operation Galahad. And we've got a message from Colonel Arden Sortek here. Before we get into that though, you can see just 2 days remaining. If you accept this contract, it will transport you across the inner sphere and go to the date October 20th, 3026. However, because we are so close to the deadline expiring, the game has like a minimum time for a jump of 13 days. And so we actually go past the day the mission was scripted to take place on, only by a couple, and it doesn't affect anything. But yeah, that is just how close we are to running out of time here. I think tomorrow is our last chance to accept, I assume, if we go to the 12th. What is the day here? The 11th. Sorry, it's the 10th today. Yeah, I assume if it gets to the 12th of October, we miss our chance, and it doesn't say must accept right now. Anyway, Operation Galahad. So, by the end of the Third Succession War, most of the Inner Sphere militaries have become very stagnant, and although there were still plenty of raids taking place, those usually only involved single lances or companies, very rarely anything larger, battalion size or greater. And so the regiments deploying and fighting as one was a very rare thing to have happen, and all of them desperately needed experience, or at least that's how Hansa Davian and his commanders saw it. So in the 3026 Starting then, he came up with this idea of Operation Galahad, which were these big wargaming maneuvers that were going to transport dozens of regiments, full-size regimental combat teams, which each one of those is upwards of 10 regiments, once you count in all their conventional infantry and tanks along with them, and practice redeploying to the borders in as short time as possible, get on the ground and see what kind of condition they were in when they got there. As you can imagine, that raised the ire of their direct neighbors, the Capellan Confederation and Draconis Combine, but of course Hansa Davian is a man of peace, so he had no intention of attacking them in 3026. Anyway, Commander, here we go, Arden Sortek. I think he looks a little bit too old for how he's supposed to be. I think we'll see this character or this art come back a bit later on. You'll see a full-size image of it. But in 3026, I think Arden Sortek is like late 20s or early 30s, and this guy here looks kind of 40s to me. Commander, I am Colonel Arden Sortek with the Armed Forces of the Federated Suns. We have heard of this guy in some news reports relating to Stein's Folly recently. I am reaching out on behalf of First Prince Hansa Davian with a lucrative offer for you and your mercenary company. As I am sure you've already heard, the Federated Suns have joined an alliance with the Leiden Commonwealth that will eventually merge us into a single nation, the Federated Commonwealth. The eventual unification of two very different great houses has come with its fair share of skepticism and issues to work through, especially when it comes to the military, where the AWFS and LCAF have for centuries had two very different ways of approaching war, one very successful and one the complete opposite of successful. First Prince Hansa Davian strongly believes that it is in our best interest to work out as many of these issues as possible prior to our unification. To address this, we are hosting a series of wargames across multiple Davian worlds in what will be called Operation Galahad. Now in this DLC here, we're going to see both Davian and Steiner taking part in it, but I don't think any Steiner units were involved in the 3026 wargames. It was not until the subsequent year, 27, where they launched their own Operation Thor, I think it was called, which was their equivalent. And they quickly realized that they had a lot bigger issues to work through than did House Davian. They did have their own kind of competition. It started, I forget exactly when, shortly after the Fedcom Accords were signed. And it was like an informal wargame between a regiment of each of the houses. And party crashed by Kurita, funnily enough. And it was then the subsequent couple years where Davian and Steiner hosted the Alliance Games. I want to say this was 24 and 25, so prior to Galahad taking place. Whether Steiner was in Galahad at all, I don't think they were, but that's the kind of thing that this DLC is emulating at the start here. The Federated Suns would like to contract you and your mercenary company later this year to participate in these wargames. We are offering generous compensation along with the possibilities of future long-term contracts should your performance meet our expectations. Please let us know soon if you would like to accept our offer. And you will see, we've had Rihanna counting us down to the final deadline, and indeed if I try and jump somewhere else, she will put in one last warning here. Major Rihanna Campbell, Commander, the review period for our time-sensitive contract offer would expire if we wait. If we plan on accepting the limited time offer, we should consider doing that now before it expires. Just remember that we will not have an opportunity to revisit this contract later if we turn them down. What would you like to do? Well, I would like to do this. There's no chance I'm going to miss any of the DLCs. Everything else can wait. And the time has come then to depart. Somehow, in the space of 13 days, we are going to leap halfway across the inner sphere here. And like I said, we're going to actually miss the start of it on the October 20th, but it doesn't affect us. Commander, I'm glad to see that you've accepted our offer to participate in Operation Galahad. Hansa Davian had personally hoped that you would join us for this operation. I'm not sure how much you remember of your father's services with the Federated Suns, but Nyx Cavaliers once participated in the First Prince's successful raid on Holstead Station back in 3013, serving alongside a few companies from the Crater Cobras. From what I am told by the Department of Mercenary Relations, you've done an exemplary job carrying on his legacy. I've definitely discussed both of these events prior to this. In fact, we've had some run-ins with the Crater Cobras at least twice over the course of the high reward quests. And now, look again, we will see them soon. For Operation Galahad, Hansa would like to see your unit and the Crater Cobras reunited to participate in one of our planned joint exercises with the LCAF. In addition to your standard payouts upon completion of these wargames, the Federated Sons is also willing to pay for all travel and repair expenses incurred during these exercises. We've chartered a jump ship to take you directly to your assigned system, Avigate. I will be there personally to act as the director of the Avigate Wargames. Prepare your forces, then head to the nearest jump point. I'll brief you on your mission once you arrive on site. Depart from Sheraton. Here we go, we're on our way. Ignore that lag there as the game loads. We get another look at the new jump ship here. Also, something I noticed when I was editing this is they updated the model of the jump ship, but not the particle effect that appears around it when it jumps. You can see that most clearly with the jump sail arms. Check it out. The old model is still there, and it's even more obvious in this one. Whatever. I don't know why they went to the effort to change the old model. I thought it looked perfectly fine. I get that they wanted to update it for the Shadow of Kerensky DLC because it was going to be seen in much higher fidelity in some of those cutscenes. But you could have left the old one there, it was fine. Right, like I said, October 23rd, we have arrived at Avigate. I can't show you the star map, but you will have to trust me that we are literally pretty much the exact opposite corner of the inner sphere from where we were. We headed straight south. A journey that should have taken us half a year at the very least. But somehow, Hansa Davian, just for us, because we're special, arranged a command circuit, even into the Draconis Combine, to ship us here in just 13 days. That was very kind of him. In fact, we would have done all the jumps in the course of one single day, and then 6 days burning in and out of the jump point at either end. Amazing. Amazing. One thing I wanted to point out, these DLCs actually have set mech markets available. I'm pretty sure of that. So maybe this one here that's damaged was just a random draw, but you will see these other ones. They are not listed as rare mechs in the market, but they are full health. So we have a Blackjack, an Enforcer, a Griffin. This one I think is random, but this Jav here is not, nor is this Kintaro or Quick Draw. Or Rifleman, a new type of Rifleman we've not seen. God, as if it wasn't heat limited enough, now it's got large lasers and PPCs together. And a Wolverine. So yeah, there was a second Javelin and Assassin, which is spawning just as the normal kind of draw. But then, because it's a DLC, we have set mechs we can choose from. And because of that, I'm not going to buy anything today, right now. But going forwards, whenever we do one of these priority transmissions, I'm opening up the rules. When I see something in a mech market, something special, I am allowing myself to purchase it. It might not be a hero mech, but we will see some that we will not see on the battlefield. And I'm going to take that opportunity, much like the fire starter from earlier in the campaign, to pick them up when available. Here we go then. I think we might have actually had some news, so just before reading that, I'll double check. No, we were fine. Colonel Arden Sortek, the man himself, in all his splendor. Welcome to Avigate, Commander. The formation of the Federated Commonwealth will unite House Steiner and House Davian militaries into a single, centralized army. Something about this which is making me question things. The fact that there was a alliance between Steiner and Davian was not news to the rest of the inner sphere. It wasn't a secret to the rest of the inner sphere. And nor was the fact that it was called the Fedcom Alliance. So they must have understood that these two houses were, or the two successor states were merging. And I think what was the secret was that there was a secret proposal involved that would marry Hansa Davian to the daughter of Katrina Steiner, Melissa. And it's the fact that those two houses were going to not just be working together and not just kind of merging their realms, but that the marriage was going to take place so soon, in just 2 years from this point in time. That was what was so surprising. And it's not until, I think, late 3027, less than a year from the marriage, where that became more common knowledge, and I think what it was that clued them in was when they received their wedding invitations. The great houses were all invited to Terra. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Operation Galahad will serve as a wide-reaching series of wargames across multiple systems, which will act as a joint training exercise between forces of the AWFS and the LCAF. Again, I think this is more the Alliance games as opposed to Galahad. While many of these wargames will be pitting the AWFS and LCAF against one another, we also want to train in a series of joint exercises combining the AWFS and LCAF forces into a unified FedCom coalition. And there it is, the FedCom coalition. And it has none of the reputation that we've built up with Davian and Steiner. It looks like our Davian dropped off significantly from working for the Capellans and Curitans as well. I remember it being much higher. This is where you come in, Commander. For Galahad's Avogate Games, FedCom coalition forces will be executing a joint operation attempting to destroy a decommissioned orbital defense system. You and the Crater Cobras have been assigned to act as the defenders of this installation. Your task will be to destroy the invading coalition forces and prevent destruction of the orbital defense system. I'll see you in the field, Commander. Give us a good fight. I will do. So, this mission is going to take less than 1 day, so we're going to still be October 23rd at the end of the mission, which is why I could not get everything fully repaired. I could have swapped things around and used the 4 that were fine to get a little more time, but we'll still be on the exact same day when we get round to the next one as well. Commander, you will be paired with Colonel Westrick and his Crater Cobras. Your objective is to work together to defend the decommissioned orbital defense system that will act as the FedCom coalition's target for this wargame. While the Federated Commonwealth will pay for any repairs needed, be mindful that the scenario will only end when one side achieves their objective, regardless of how many sorties you may need to participate in before one side achieves their objective. Did he just skip a beat on a record there or something? Right then, accept. And you can see we've got a huge damage coverage here of 10 million, so any repairs we take are paid for. The problem is, we cannot easily replace any losses in equipment using this payout. So I'm going to focus on salvage and hopefully get something weapons-wise half decent, because I doubt we'll be salvaging anything of use. You can actually see the diamond sunburst here on his chest, and this one is a very low low resolution rendering, I think, of the medal Excalibur. 2 medals I think he received more or less at the same time for his involvement in not just liberating Stein's Folly, but also in thwarting a plot to essentially kill off Hans Davian. Let's accept. And now comes the difficult part. Let's start by looking at our mechs. I think I already had them assigned, so the assassin is what we're going to take in this first one. And then I had 2 dragons, so I'll just quickly drop them in here. And then last but not least was another 40-tonner, Cicada, which brings us up to a nice round 200. I want to use the assassin because I've not seen it in action yet. These guys are very red, but I guess we are playing as a kind of hostile force, us and the Crater Cobras. Who do I want where? I know this guy's under tons because, like I said, we're missing a double heatsink. So he's going to go to you. Where is Cicada? And then I want this guy to get some missiles and ballistics. You can see I've given tier 5 equipment to them. And well, I've given very high tier equipment across the board wherever I could. I guess you're already maxed on lasers anyway, aren't you? So it's kind of irrelevant. We'll leave you like this then. Shenzeng's very close to being max leveled. He just needs 2 more pips, which I think are most of the way done. We're also well on our way to being max. This is how we're going into our first level then. Difficulty 35, bit lower than we've been used to lately. But because we're piloting a not particularly strong mech, I am going to need to be careful. Speaking of, let's quickly check our weapons grouping here. What are we dealing with? Something dreadful. Let's put you there. I don't like this at all. 2 medium lasers is all we've got for long-range firepower. And then a random small laser in a bunch. Well, we're going to have to try and make use of this melee weapon. We'll see how we get on. But something tells me this assassin's going straight in the bin. Well, no, it's not. It's going straight to the cantina as soon as we're done here. Here we are then, on Avigate, in our assassin.
Welcome everyone to the GALAHAD War Games. For this exercise, our Federated Commonwealth Coalition forces are tasked with assaulting and destroying the facility guarded by the Mercenary defenders. This war game will end in a Commonwealth victory with the fall of the targeted facility, and a Mercenary victory with the elimination or capture of the FedCom Coalition's commanding officers.
Got it.
Good luck, everyone. This operation will commence now.
That is quite a Neuro helmet he's got there. What have we got? We have some friendlies on the field.
This operation by Richard Westrick and his Creator Cobra's mercenary company. Be sure to assist one another whenever possible. The FedCom coalition forces are going to be hungry to impress Marshal Sortek, seeing as how he is the commander of the Davion Heavy Guards and a good friend of First Prince Hans Davion.
He is, childhood friend of Hans Davion. Let's bring this thing up to speed. What's it got? Over 100. Pretty sprightly.
Unsurprisingly, the Davions are nowhere to be found. We have no need of these federated dogs to crush a handful of mercenaries anyways.
Love this guy's voice.
To delay the attack on their account.
New target, Warhammer.
Right, we're going for this Warhammer then.
Copy.
Team,
Forming on
regroup
you.
on me. I don't know who this idiot is down there, but I'm a bit concerned about him.
Engaging shared target
I'm going to have
ID.
to send him like that, because otherwise he's going to wander out into the other guy.
Alarms triggering at the outer perimeter of our community.
Who's this guy involved in this Galahad wargame? Hang on, I'm going to isolate myself here if I'm not careful. Let's just not draw aggro for the time being until he gets closer to the base.
Guns down.
Home position. I want our friendly heavies to get this guy's attention first, if possible.
Confirmed, Commander.
Okay, you're all here. Let's get him. Go for that rear armor. Now I need to be careful here not to actually run into him because he's a heavier mech class and he'll just do damage to me just by touching him.
Target destroyed.
There we go, one down.
Reactor breach detected.
We're moving in behind you, Commander.
We'll cut across this way, team. I guess that's one good thing about having the Atlas for the melee weapon is there's no chance of having that occur.
We're on it, Commander.
You're only running into things that are at the same weight at the absolute most. Steven Zacks there, whose voice we heard, is a very deep cut for PGI to pick out of one of the old house books. He does actually have some art.
Target destroyed.
I'm already red center torso here. He's exposed. Let's try and get his rear. This is what this thing's got speed for.
Colonel Jax, hold your forces. Maintain your position until we've arrived.
Jackson Davian, that's a new character for us as well.
And give them time to fortify their position? I think not. You can lecture me on strategy when you finally get some actual command experience, young
New
Davian.
target, Blackjack. Target acquired.
Well, seems this little coalition between the Davion and Steiner leadership is a tad disorganized.
Yeah, not going so well for them.
Probably doesn't bode well for this federated Commonwealth merger everyone can't shut up about.
We'll have to see how that works out. I don't want this cicada to get too far ahead.
Brace for contact, Commander.
Let my team regroup a little bit here. I got heavies with me as well.
Target
The
acquired.
Griffin's a little bit of a problem, but we can charge him and get him in range once that PPC is taken off. Yes, Zax is the regimental commander of the 12th Donegal Guards. I had to look that up. But yeah. The fact that they found a person that exists in the canon at all, I think, is quite special. Let's...
Bad news, Commander. More hostiles
Oh, goodness, I don't want to
inbound
be...
on your position.
Where's this
Ready
blackjack?
for some company.
He's in the rocks here.
We have your target, Commander.
burn him down then. Got him. Okay. We've got warriors overhead. We've got a locust in the base, griffins here, and a hunchback. That's the worst thing to see for me. Let's move back, team. I need the heavies to tackle the hunchback, so the quicker that we deal with this locust, the sooner they will get over there. I need somebody to shoot down these as well. I've got a range of 450. Not ideal.
Target acquired.
Oh, you're alive.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Tangos appear to be bringing in additional reinforcements. Brace yourselves.
Okay, we've got a hunchback, a griffin, a spider, and a treb with LRM treb, I think it was. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pick off this griffin.
We're on your target, Commander.
No, I want you to be on that actually.
Engaging.
This is too close. So an AC-20 and this thing is death. Just gonna.
Not test my patience, Merc.
Are you dead?
Enemy mech eliminated.
I'm almost dead. My sense of torso's open.
Lance focus.
I want to try and take off his arm if I can. My base is at 40%, but that's fine. We're fine. Bases are meant to be destroyed.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Having some trouble.
Let's get this.
How the Federated Sons get the job done.
Okay. Donegal Guards are defeated. Here are the Fed Sons. I don't know what unit Jackson Davian's in at this stage in his career. He's a character who becomes very important. He's gone. Spider's next then.
My scope is lighting up with more targets converging on your position, Commander. Stay frosty.
I don't think Jackson Davian is like directly related in the line of succession, but the Davian family is large. I want to pick off this guy, but this is very early in his career, I guess. What rank did it say it was? Was he colonel yet? He will suddenly become much higher than that by the end of his military career. I'm pretty sure he becomes field marshal. In fact, he might even be the head of the entire armed forces. I didn't want to get too close. Right, you guys get after this Phoenix Hawk. K variant. I'm gonna go for this actually.
Focusing fire.
Bring that down. My long range dragon got that. Good.
Must have really kicked over the
Centurion.
beehive here, Commander. More hostiles inbound.
Let's flank around this way. 5 enemies left on the field. How's my team holding up? Archer's totally fine. Thunder's fine.
Target acquired.
Everyone's on the map. These are the last guys.
Target destroyed.
Focusing on issue target. Got another one.
Destroyed.
Let's get this Phoenix Hawk. The heavies are dealing with the Centurion down there.
Acquired.
Base is at 20%. That's fine. It's not at all fine, really, but we'll make sure nothing bad happens.
New target Centurion. Target acquired.
That's a J. Edgar. Take his arm off if we can. Good, he's shooting at my team. Too soon. He punched me back, I'm about to drop. He's lost most of his firepower. There he goes.
Target destroyed.
Last one. They dealt with the Centurion. Nice one, Thunderbolt. We got it.
To those incompetent social generals to screw up the simplest task. That typical arrogance of the Lyrans will be our undoing. All coalition forces fall back.
Nice work down there, Commander. Things got a bit hairy, but you managed to stay on your toes and come out of it.
Short range dragon took no damage.
Them on the run. Let's prepare a coordinated advance. Time to
teach these high and mighty nobles a thing or two about how mercenaries get the job done.
Yeah, let's do it. Our first look at Westrick as well. He's a character who will return. In fact, if you've played Clans or seen me play Clans, you may recognize him. It's funny how the Crater Cobras have, it can't have been deliberate, but they just became intrinsically linked with the BGI MechWarrior games. I mean, I'm sure they I can't remember at what stage they wrote the prequel books. I think it was slightly after the game originally launched. But yeah, they found the units and always kept going to locations where the Crater Cobras were present. And it must have just been a happy accident for Clans that the Crater Cobras were present on that world, because there's too many other things for them to focus on, surely. Right, what are we getting? I might just get weapons. No, I've got loads of Centurions I can trash, I'm pretty sure of it. I got at least one. I have one Blackjack. I would have liked that Warhammer, but no matter. And I think I've got Locust, but it maybe will ask us for another one. So we'll just get these, I suppose. We don't need that. Just in case, really, that... Let's not get anything we've got that many of. I'll pick these up in case it asks me to collect flamers at some point. You never know. Thanks to your intervention, we've managed to rescue the refugee. What are you on about? Your role in helping this House Davian spy escape has been noted. What mission were these two playing? Certainly not the one I just did. Also, it's super silly to me that we are losing reputation with the Fedcom coalition. We're doing literally what they have hired us to do. But no matter. It's at least we're gaining with House Davian, because we will have more missions for them in the 3028 or starting then. Okay, team, well done, well done. This thing, no thank you, is my takeaway. So, we have some rewards. Let's do this and get rid of that. Oh, no upgrades. Too bad. No news either, so I guess we're just going straight into our next mission. Will I bother to do any repairs? I might as well. In fact, no, there's no point, is there? Some time has passed. What day is it today? Oh no, it's still October 23rd. Okay, no matter. I will get these repairs done at an industrial hub soon. For now, though, we are going in with my two Wolverines. I brought back the original Old Faithful here, Hellraiser. And I'm also going to play around with this catapult, because we only had one mission with it before, and I want to give it another chance. So, let's go and check out what Colonel Richard Westrick has to say for us. Commander, beating those uncoordinated highborn whelps back was easy to do with their battlefield infighting, but we should continue to press our momentum against them while we have it. With their pride on the line, I doubt that either Colonel Zax or Marshal Davian will make the same mistake twice. He must be a very young Marshal if Jackson Davian is already at that rank. That's, yeah, that's, Marshal is head of a regimental combat team, so Colonel is a single regiment. But this guy, well, he's commanding dozens of regiments already. I'm not sure that's lore accurate. I know when he comes back later in this DLC, he's Marshal by then. I don't know. The next time we face them, I'm willing to bet that their desire to beat us will push aside any grievances that they have with each other. If I've learned anything from my years fighting for these highborns, it's that when faced with adversity, they tend to vastly overcompensate for their failures. The next time we face them, they will most likely pull all remaining forces together to beat us back, now that we have the superior numbers on them. But kicking their ass in a straight-up fight isn't our mission. Eliminating their commander, Arden Sortek, is. If I take the greater whole of my Cobras and move on their command center's position from the east, they will be forced to come out and face me. We will leave Colonel Sortek open for a surgical strike from your lance. Apparently we're in Eridani Lighthorse territory there. I just spotted that. I've provided possible locations for the Coalition's HQ to Rihanna. Take Sortek out, then fall back. The scenario should end if we are able to take him out and withdraw in one piece. Let the Cobras buy you the time we need to finish this, and take these high and mighty nobles down a peg. Good stuff. Okay, we can do that for you. Like I said, we will be seeing lots more of this guy later on. We've got another less than 1 day mission, Jungle Swamp. Taking Sortek down and withdrawing will result in a victory for our side. I'll distract the Coalition forces. Your Lance will move to take out Sortek. He pilots a customized Victor packing Starly gear attack that he calls Dragon Slayer. Sortek's no pushover in a fight either, so don't underestimate him. Be sure to pack some heat that can also get out of there quick once you've taken him down. Okay, good advice there from him. We're going to take the same allocation of points as last time. We will maybe salvage something, but we also need to set up our forces slightly differently, starting with this catapult. And then I had 2 Wolverines somewhere. I also need to bin that Locust. Where are we? Here. Oh, I've just swapped the same one twice. And what was my other one? I forget. Oh, it was Kobold, wherever you are. On the next page. Here. So let's switch you to Goblin for this. I'm going to give you Kobold now. And then we've got these 2. Which both have a chance for missile kills and ballistics. So we'll not overthink it. You've got slightly more armor, so you know what? That's better for you, who also doesn't have quite the same evasion. So I think we are already all set and good to go. Let's jump in. Like I said, we are missing the jump jets in this thing, which is 6 jump jets is not 6 tons, so I think we're maybe missing a heatsink or 2 as well. I ran out of time, and this thing I also missing some jump jets, and I think maybe 1 block of ammo. Literally did not have the time to get it set up.
Okay, Commander. Seems with the opposition reeling from their failed assault, our new mission is to find and destroy the Coalition field commanders. The Crater Cobras will act as a diversionary force to draw the main Coalition forces away. This
Got it, Rihanna.
should give us an opening to take out Coalition field commanders.
Right, if I am missing heat sinks, I need to be very careful with how I'm using these LRMs and lasers. I have higher tier equipment.
The Splinter Group has broken through our lines on an approach vector on my position. Marshal Davion, Colonel Zax, where are you 2? Damn it! Colonel Sortek, we're tied down by mercenary forces east of your position. Colonel Zax, hold this line. I'm withdrawing the Lancers to reinforce Colonel Sortek's position. Marshal, destroying your forces will leave my flank exposed. If Colonel Sortek falls, we lose this scenario. It's a risk we'll have to take.
I absolutely love this piece of music here. Used it in the intro to my Stalag Civil War series, and it's like etched in my memory as a song I associate with that conflict now.
Target acquired.
Scorpion there. Let my team handle him.
Focusing the shared target.
Destroyed.
I happen to know that Sortek is waiting for us at the bottom of this map, but we'll tick them all off along the way. These missiles fire,
Target destroyed.
fly through the air quite fast. We've been flanked.
Target destroyed.
Target eliminated.
We won't go through the canyon. Doesn't make sense to. Catapult's surely one of my favorite mechs, and it looks fantastic. I actually think I prefer the MechWarrior appearance to the original for sure, although they are very, very similar design. And even the new CGL one, which is also excellent, but I think the MechWarrior is my favorite. Right, we're slowly ticking these off. No opposition, I knew there wouldn't be. Just a few tanks. But we are closing in on Sortek. He's less than 2 kilometers away now. I don't have jump jets to do this fall. We'll pick out that way down the mountainside carefully. Nobody's here. Is there a way through here? Yes. Surprise. Okay, that all eliminated, so we know he is for sure down at the end here. That's where we're going. Something's moving. Take that back, it's a turret.
Target acquired.
He's still alive in there.
Target
Turn on my right.
Your target, Commander.
Tango down!
Places, please.
Target destroyed.
Alright, team. We've got a bit of a kill box here, so let's be careful. Team regroup.
Target acquired.
What are you ahead?
Target
Mech is approaching.
Info updated.
Second mech approaching.
Unable. Target info is invalid.
Third mech approaching now.
acquired.
Let's make that Panther.
Target, Commander.
We can kill him quicker than the Wolverine.
Mason, let's see what you got.
Sortek is here. He's slightly out of range.
Target destroyed.
Moving in file.
Oh, we've been flanked. Okay, okay. Rear armor.
Target acquired.
He's gone. Let's make it Dragon Slayer here.
Requested target.
Nice try, Sortek. He's got a Gauss rifle in that thing. Excuse me, I need to finish off this idiot.
Critical.
There we go. I'm on fire.
Destroyed. Target acquired.
Let me kill whoever's in our rear. Okay, one threat left. Take off that side torso with the Gauss. There he goes. Gauss down.
All back on my account.
Target destroyed.
Let's move, team.
We need to keep our eyes on you and your career going forward.
That takes care of Sortek, but Marshal Davion is still en route to our position.
Okay, we've got to leave
Time
then.
to withdraw from this area before we get overrun. Colonel Westrick, we are drawing the Crucis Lancers away from your position. You should now be able to overwhelm the Coalition forces at your location.
Get him, Crater Cobras.
Roger, Rihanna. Thanks for the heads up. Cobras, let's finish this.
Good teamwork. Good teamwork. I think everyone else handled themselves well. Even the Phoenix Hawk.
New target Panther.
Oh, I want to send my team to go and kill that Panther. He's pursuing us. Oh, never mind that. We've got hostiles in front. Centurion, let's just leave. Like I said, our bills are paid for, but we don't have easy access to replacement parts, especially this high-tiered equipment.
The Mercenaries have taken the field and are the winners. Marshal Davion, Colonel Zax, return to Coalition HQ for debriefing.
Nice work, team.
We have a lot that we're gonna need to go over together.
Excellent work. How often is it that you get to take on a protagonist from one of the Battletech novels in the games? This may be the only instance of that. Brilliant. No mechs to salvage that mission, but no matter. We will take all the goodies that they can give us. A double heatsink. Thank God I scrolled down and saw that. How many times have we passed over... Oh no, almost never, because we never go up against hero mechs that have double heatsinks normally. But yeah, good. Well done, Commander. You've definitely lived up to your father's reputation. I hope the next time we meet, we're once again on the same side. Colonel Westrick, Commander, good work. Your performance definitely humbled Colonel Zax and Marshal Davian. We have a lot to discuss in our debriefings. We humbled them so much they are -16 reputation with us. Thanks for that. I'm going to blame it on Colonel Zax. He did not seem best pleased about being outfought. You are very close now. That's 8 out of 8 in missile performance. So I need to give you something that will finish out ballistics, and then you'll be ready to send to an academy too. Possibly, or almost definitely by the time we finish the vanilla campaign. And quite frankly, you're pretty close to being maxed out as well. Brilliant. Congratulations on the superb performance, Commander. You've given me plenty of data to go over with Colonel Zax and Marshal Davian. The future Federated Commonwealth thanks you for your contributions in preparing us for our eventual unification. I'll get right to the point, Commander. House Davian has a number of long-term mercenary contracts set to open up a year from now in 3028. 2 years from now then. First Prince Hansa Davian tapped you and the Crater Cobras to participate in these games to evaluate the state of your unit's recovery after taking heavy losses on Holsted Station back in 3013. Not to mention your father's death and the near destruction of your unit 2 years later on Deberry. Very few mercenary operations ever recover from such a catastrophic loss. While the Cobras appear to have fully recovered, your unit seems to still be in the midst of recovery after the Deberry incident. Do they know that we are not best pleased with Comstar? We've got a bit of a vendetta going on with them currently. I would say we're ready to rock, loaded for bear, as they say. I want to formally say to you that House Davian is interested in offering your unit a long-term service contract, provided that your mercenary company continues to recover and grow into a unit that can field multiple lances worth of mechs and pilots by the time our contract come up in 3028. Preferably one with around 10 combat-ready mechs. We'll be sure to make it very worth your while. Well, we don't have 10 pilots, but we certainly have 10 mechs. Again, we are looking for a unit that can field multiple lances of mechs and pilots in a year's time. So keep growing and keep an eye out for our offer when 3028 contracts open up. Until then, Commander, good luck. Thank you, Arden Sortek. Right, that's pretty much it for this episode. It is October 23rd. We're going to have our next priority transmission, I think September 12th, 3028. So we've got 23 months to wrap up the main campaign. More than enough time, but it is a long journey to get back up to where we were. Check it out, we are down in Avigate. And the most, well, hang on, let's quickly check. Where were we? Sheraton. Holy hell, we're not even in range for it to even plot a route, let alone jump. You can see, I think you can get up to about like 160 odd. Vaguely this direction. 181, wow. And yeah, there's like a big gulf of space there, so we'd need to maneuver around this way. Yeah, it won't even go any further. It just says out of range to get back to Sheraton, so we were at least half a year in travel time to get back up to the corner of the periphery in that direction. But we will look at that next time. I'm just displaying now, somehow we had to do that in just 13 days to get down to Avigate. The most sensible thing to do while we're down here is to go and do the Kestrel Lancers DLC missions that are out in the periphery, since we've been brought down fairly close to them. There's one just there, and then another one just there at Montour. But I'm going to save all of those Kestrel Lancers transmissions until after the last one appears, which is in 3036. So we're going back to the main campaign next time. One thing I do want to check before I forget, we saw a new hero mech on the field there. We won't have a chance to pilot it just yet, but we can at least read the story about it. Arden Sortek reported his Victor destroyed in the fighting on Stein's Folly. Was it a Thunderbolt that killed it? Or he went into a duel with a Thunderbolt and then pursued something else into a swamp, only for the damage it had sustained earlier to prove fatal. Given the swift pullout by Capellan forces, it seems unlikely that they were interested in searching the swamp for salvageable mechs. As well, Sortek has been in a replacement Victor since. Obviously, some of Stein's Folly's more industrious scavengers managed to find his original though, or, well, most of it. Many of the serial numbers on parts don't match, but enough do that this is still considered to be his old mech. So yeah, he's had 2 of these shot out from under him now, one by the Capellans. I think it was McCarran's Armoured Cavalry and the St. Ives Lancers he fought on the Stein's Folly battlefield, and now he's lost another one during Operation Galahad. Both times I wonder if they had lost tech. Whatever, I certainly don't think he does in the Sword and Dragon have lost tech on it, so this was a later addition. But when you're friends with Hansa Davian, it can't be that difficult to get your hands on another Victor. Right, that is it for today. Shorter episode. Next time we're going to begin our journey back up across the Inner Sphere, stopping at various industrial bays along the way to get some work done and make sure our mechs are fully kitted out as we need them. I will throw that in the bin now before I forget. And yeah, so I will see you soon for another video.